talking basketball, and they all wear a whistle. Yeah, it's stupid, but what did you expect? It's a podcast called 25 Whistles.
25 Whistles.
What up, everybody? Eddie, you want me to blow you out?
Go ahead, blow me in.
Thank you very much. Let's go. Kick off Kevin, Mike D, and Coleman. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just always interested in Coleman, where he's at. Where are you today, Coleman?
I am in Branson, Missouri.
Are you there
Christian Vegas,
You
basically.
there for the shows? Or are you there to watch a basketball game?
No, Tuesday, there's a game in Springfield, Missouri State, hosting Murray State. I was just in Carbondale, Illinois Sunday for Bradley, went to Southern Illinois. So Branson was a good stopping point for my wife and I.
You didn't even go home. Like you just. Well, how does she feel about staying in a hotel for a couple of days in like random parts of America?
I think she feels good. I mean, we love Branson. As kids, we've grown up going here with our families and stuff. So this is honestly an awesome vacation for a couple of days. But I did go home and see my brother's basketball game on Friday. So I guess not home to Oklahoma City, but home to my family.
How do you do?
Good. They won by 30. I had them handicapped as 2.5-point dogs. So I did not expect that performance.
They won by 30? That's how I know Coleman is watching his brother play basketball on like whatever Fort Gibson Vision or whatever that is. However they and you almost won some money because of Coleman, Kevin? Did that happen?
I did. Coleman, I almost texted you on Saturday because I was on the brink of winning $70 because of you.
How?
Your picks on Saturday that you post on Twitter, you posted what? At least 10 of them, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think I had 16. Pretty heavy slate.
A bunch of them. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick 4 of them, and I don't really know any rhyme or reason other than the one, and that one did not hit. The Oral Roberts.
Did you parlay them or did you
Yeah,
three?
parlayed them. So I put $5 on UT Martin money line.
Don't hit.
Duke -1 hit. Sam Houston -2.5 hit.
Let's go.
Oral Roberts -13.5. And I picked that one because you were there. I was like, he's going to bring
was
the
at
good
it.
juju. And it didn't happen, but it was so close.
No, they got up 18 right off the bat in the first half, and then the next 15 minutes they couldn't throw it in the ocean. It was extremely frustrating to watch. I'm sorry you missed your parlay because of it.
No, it's all right, man. I was so close. So close.
He'll invoice you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
By the way, coming up a little later, Coleman interviews Coach Ryan Ritter at UT Martin, so you'll hear from that. Ed, did you watch any XFL?
No, I saw it on, but I'm not a fan of the XFL.
I flipped it over. I saw The Rock talking,
I saw that too.
and so then I watched a little bit of it. But then after the game is when I kind of caught up on what had happened. Now, I'm going to mess up the teams because I think St. Louis and Vegas were playing each other.
I saw Houston and Seattle.
Could have been the same game, Eddie. Not sure.
Seattle played DC.
Okay, DC,
Yes.
who knows?
So, but what had happened was they were down by like 15 points in the fourth, and they score a touchdown, and then they scored a 3-point conversion from 10 yards out because you have a 1 point. There's no kicking extra points.
Really?
I don't believe so. There's a 1 point, which is at like 2 or 3 yards. There's a 2 point at like 5. Kevin, tell me if I'm wrong on this. At
You're
5
right.
yards.
Yep.
There's a 3 point at 10 yards.
Yep.
And I think that maxes out at 3, right?
Yep.
So they went 4 and they got the 3-point conversion. Then you don't onside kick. What you do is you get one play. It's basically 4th and 15 to keep possession. And if you are able to convert a 15-yard play, you get the ball back. Then they got the ball back. They converted it on the sideline, and they ended up winning that game.
Yeah, they went down and scored.
Wow.
They won the game. So it's kind of cool that there were all of these possibilities, meaning 1, 2, or 3. We're going to have to kick an onside kick, which those never work. Onside kicks never work. Yeah. Unless it's like a surprise one coming out. You hardly ever see an onside kick that actually turns into, wow, 32 seconds left. They need this to work.
Mm-hmm.
It never works out. So the XFL, it did. It was pretty cool.
It was awesome. And did you see it was Ricky Prohl's kid? And remember Ricky Prohl, the Rams wide receiver from The Greatest Show on Turf? And then his kid was the one that caught it, and his dad's coaching. They're all hugging on the sideline when he won it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I don't know who any of those guys are. Like, I turn it on, I'm like, I don't know who that dude is.
A.J. McCarron, I think, was a quarterback.
Yep.
From Alabama.
Yeah, I know him.
Remember, I think Musburger's like, look at his hot wife.
Yes.
Remember that back in the day?
What
when
a
that happened?
beautiful
What a hot
woman.
lady. Like, I saw
30
him.
straight seconds.
Josh Gordon played and
Yeah.
had like almost 80 yards receiving.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah.
I thought he was done.
Well, he had so many weed charges. I mean,
Yeah.
not charges, but like instances in
Problems.
the NFL. Yeah.
Cowboys Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci
Yeah,
was there?
he was the quarterback.
Good, keep him there.
So I thought it was interesting in how that game. Listen, if a bunch of games happen like this and they keep showing highlights where I'm like, oh, that's cool, I might have to wade in and watch a whole game. But right now, no.
Yeah.
Again, they've tried this before. Didn't work. It didn't work again. USFL, none of this stuff's interesting to me. But it can be if they can prove that the product's actually kind of exciting to watch.
And The Rock is like the
Part
face part owner and face of the XFL.
He is. So here's the overtime.
He seems adamant to make it work.
He needs what? Oh, yeah.
He seems adamant to make it work.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think some of his reputation is I think if it works, it's great for him. And if it doesn't, maybe it's a little bit embarrassing. But The Rock can't make the XFL work by himself.
Yeah.
But it does get eyeballs on it. Like I watched The Rock talk to them and go, "Hey, look, people counted you out. This is the last chance to make it happen. Like do it here." But they're also not hiding from the fact that if you do well here, maybe you get a shot in the NFL.
Sure.
They're openly going, "We want to be the kind of the minor leagues for the NFL," which is probably the way to do it instead of just compete. And if you do have thoughts of competing with the NFL, you can't say it initially because your players aren't going to be as good. You can develop it out and then maybe try to turn it into something, but I don't think that's the goal. But here's some rules. XFL overtime. Rather than play a full extra period, each team gets 3 attempts at a 2-point conversion from their 5. The team with the most conversions after those 3 attempts is the winner. So you get 3 shots at it. Let's say you get 3 and they get 2.
Okay.
Well, you win. If the score remains tied, then they'll do single possessions. I like that.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
The extra point. There are no extra points. A 1-point tries attempted from the 5, which we talked about a minute ago. The kickoff. They try to make sure that there are kickoff returns. Like, that's the goal.
I like that kickoff.
What part of it?
They're lined up 5 yards apart, and as soon as the guy catches it and he actually returns it, instead of now you just get touchbacks all the time, and then they just go out and it's just chaos right there in front of the guy that's carrying the ball.
So the 2 guys are the kicking team and the blockers they're right not by each other. They just can't hit each other until the guy catches the ball. So what it does is it encourages, because there's space, it encourages them to return the ball. Let's see. Onside kick, we talked about that. XFL replay. The XFL will use a centralized replay system. They will be subject to review. Does that mean they're just going up into, like, New York?
Yeah, they had Dean Blandino. They even put him on the TV as he's talking the refs through it. Okay, we see this. Okay, we're going to call it a catch. Here's why. Here's the yardage, blah, blah, blah.
Good for him. Year-round job.
That's a pretty sweet job.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet job. So the XFL, big win, I would say, over the weekend because we're even talking about it. And it was interesting enough to go, this usually sucks. And it only kind of sucks. And there's a chance maybe it doesn't suck all the way anymore.
They got to keep those cameras zoomed in, though. When they go for the wide shot, it looks really depressing.
What do you mean?
There's no one up that past.
Oh, in the stands? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw The Rock talking, there was only like 5 rows behind him. But you know what?
It's okay. You got to start somewhere.
I get it. Yeah, absolutely. I get
DC
it.
had some fans.
A couple things I made notes about. I was watching the golf tournament this weekend. Was it the Genesis?
The Genesis.
Where we were like, will Tiger make the cut?
Oh,
and then
my
Tiger
gosh.
played his day 1 was awesome. Day 2, not so much. But
Well, he missed the cut, and then everyone played so bad in the afternoon that they moved the cut line.
yes.
And he made it.
So
And I was like, dang it, here I am on the podcast, and he's going to miss it. Now the dude made it.
I don't think anyone expected him because the last 3 holes on that Thursday, I think he birdie, which put him in a good spot. Everybody gets so excited about it. I do too.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's like, let's let Tiger. I mean, I'd like to see him win another major or 2. That would be cool too.
Heck yeah.
That would be cool. I just don't know if he's got it in him.
Well, if Phil Mickelson can randomly win one at 50 years old,
Yeah, but he's healthy.
I hear you, but I think Tiger can probably get healthy-ish and fluke one out. I don't think he's going to win 2 a year.
When we were at Pebble Bones, you remember us walking and after the round, just walking, and I was carrying the clubs, you weren't. We were both just like, whew, I'm exhausted, man. Like they wanted to go to dinner one night, and we are like, I don't know if I want to go to dinner. I'm tired.
Well, to be fair, I did carry the clubs the 4th day we played.
Yeah, the 4th day.
And then, but day 3, neither one of us carried the clubs. We had a caddy carrying your clubs too.
But we offered to carry the
And
clubs.
we were all tired every day. Oh yeah.
Yes. So for Tiger to do that, like 4 rounds in a row, that's just tough on someone that's like got a really messed up leg.
What I liked about that
Right.
tournament though was Morikawa. He had an AirPod in, and he was commentating for like an hour as he was playing. Did you watch it? Did you see
I
any
didn't
of that?
see any of that, no.
So he had one of his ear just in one ear, and he'd drive it like, oh yeah, but the announcers were talking with him. It was like, when they go between like the 4th inning and they'll go down now, and
Bryce Harper.
the manager's like, the second, you were send him on a 3rd double squeeze. But they were doing that Morikawa the whole time.
Oh, wow.
And so for like, I don't know how long it lasted. I saw him for like 3 holes, talking the whole time. And he was like, I think I'm going to use a hybrid here too, because he was right off the green instead of a putter. And it was
I like that.
super interesting. The audio quality wasn't the best. It was almost like Coleman here with his computer. We've tried to get his mic working for like 3 days.
So Bones, so is this like, I mean, obviously when Liv came around, PGA was like, oh, we got to change things up a little bit. You think that's like a product of something where they're like, we got to.
Well, what I said initially was Liv's awesome because it's going to make the PGA have to be better.
Yeah, light a fire.
They had no competition. And until you have competition, why are you even competing that hard? You're winning. Even if you think you're working hard, you're probably not working as hard as you would be if someone was pressing you. And that's what's happening now. Liv just signed a TV deal also with like CW or one of those.
Finally, we can finally watch it.
Sure.
I mean, it's nowhere. We haven't been able to watch
TikTok,
it.
it's all over. I mean, I watched it on TikTok some.
You even watch like Bryson DeChambeau yell at someone.
Yeah. But I thought the Morikawa thing was awesome.
Instead of rope.
How they had him just talking with the announcers the whole time. And that also he would do it because, those guys get into their rhythms and they probably want to focus in between shots. But he was just cool. And he was like in 3rd place while it was happening. It wasn't like he was way out of it.
Yeah.
I don't think he ended up winning the tournament. I didn't even watch.
John Rahm did.
Did he?
I watched
Yeah, I
that,
didn't even watch the end of it. I was too busy not watching the XFL. to watch that. I do have an announcement here. First time we've said anything about this. But next week on Thursday and Friday, not this week, but next week on Thursday and Friday, I'll be filling in for Rich Eisen. Thank you. On Rich Eisen's
lost him, guys.
national radio show and TV show. And I'll get all the details about where you can watch if you want to watch. But I'm super excited. I don't get excited about much anymore. I feel a bit jaded because I realize most of the stuff you think's cool really isn't that cool. But this is super cool to me to be invited to go do that. And so I'm going to go try not to screw it up. So Mike D and I are going to fly over to California probably Wednesday afternoon, do the morning show in LA, and then I'll just go right over and do Rich Eisen show on Thursday and Friday, which I think he's at the Combine. So that's why he's not in studio.
Oh, yeah, that is. Okay.
Right, Mike?
Yeah.
Have you talked to those guys at all?
Yeah, we connected.
How do you feel?
I feel good about it. You're not going to leave us, too, next, are you?
After Rich Eisen.
It ends up being Coleman and Kickoff Kevin doing the whole show.
You can't lose any more people.
Yeah.
Figuring it out.
That's true. So I'm very excited. Don't know much about it except they're like, you can do whatever you want. Like, come in. It's everybody. Rich is leaving, but it's his whole staff there.
Okay.
And I listen to Rich on podcast. He's one of the. I'm going to subscribe to like 5 or 6 podcasts. So I'm pumped because it's really neat to me, and I can't believe they're just giving me the reins.
That's awesome.
And they were like, "Hey, we'll pay you," and I was like, "Don't pay me because they were going to pay me like."
Excuse me? How do you say no to that?
Because just to get to do it's cool. So this is what we did. They were going to pay me like $4,000 a day to go and do those shows.
And that's awesome.
And I just said donate it to the animal shelter here that we work with in town. And Rich was like, "No, awesome, no problem."
Dang.
What?
I mean, dude, that's nice. That was sweet. And then it's awesome. The shelter's, that's great for them. But dude, that's $4,000 a day.
It's $8,000, yeah.
A day, I'm saying.
And then taxes.
Oh,
but then
my
it gets down to like
goodness.
55. But the point is, I just wanted them to know: is anything about the money? Donate to the animals. I don't need the money.
That's a good move, too, yeah.
It's not a good move. I don't need the money. I'm doing pretty good. So it's like donate that to the animals, and maybe later if I come back and do it again, then I'll probably say donate to animals then too. If I'm being honest, I don't have to be selfish anymore.
Awesome.
So I'm super excited about that. Hopefully I don't screw it up. Did you watch Coleman? I know because you're on the road traveling to all these games. Did you watch any basketball at all that wasn't a game that you were driving to or talking about?
I wasn't able to watch a ton this weekend, but definitely able to tune in on scores. Thought, Tennessee after the big win at Bama, against Bama, for that offense to look so poor against Kentucky. Kentucky got a much needed win. Kansas and Baylor. Baylor out to that 13-point lead at halftime to then get dominated, give up 55 second half points. Kansas to come back and win by double figures. Those were a couple that stuck out to me. How about you?
I watched the Alabama-Tennessee game. I lost a lot of money on it because at the beginning of the game.
Kentucky, Tennessee?
No, not Kentucky, Tennessee. I watched
Alabama,
Alabama,
Oh,
Tennessee.
when was that? What day was that?
No.
Thursday, maybe?
Hold on. Let me just
Wednesday?
look and tell you how much money I lost.
You're going to go back to Wednesday?
I think it was Wednesday.
Hold on. No, it's I may be saying the wrong game then. Let me look at DraftKings here. Let me talk. This hold music as I pull up my account. I get my Face ID. Okay, boom. I'm thinking of Kentucky, Tennessee.
That's what
Tennessee,
I said.
I know.
Saturday.
Yeah. Anyway, so the money I had left over from my Super Bowl, because I took it and put it all in the account, and I had like $600 of play money.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I'm taking the play money, Tennessee plus 1.5. And I was like, there's no way they lose this to Kentucky. Arkansas whooped Kentucky. And Tennessee has been playing lights out.
Yeah, lights out, man.
Vascovi, however he changes his name every year, how he says it. And so, but they ended up getting. It was never. I never thought I was going to win my money. I lost it from the beginning. It was stupid. Stupidest game I've ever seen in my life. I thought that was free money.
I loaded up +1 and I went again at like +9. And I'm like, this is it, boys. +9 Tennessee.
Oh,
Never.
yeah.
I think they
didn't tell
lost
you
by
to-
what, 11?
I didn't tell you to do that one, buddy.
No, you didn't. It was all me.
Yeah. So
It's just typical Tennessee when you look up and Tennessee lost. Let me guess, did they score in the 50s? Oh yeah, that's right. Just when they struggle to score, they lose a lot of basketball games when that's the case.
I did. Okay. So here we go. Oh, it's more than I said. It was like $800.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, call Rich Eisen back.
Yeah. Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
So here was the actual bet. So I was a little bit wrong. It was Tennessee minus 1.5 when it went off, and I thought, well, that's easy money. And they were in Kentucky, but Arkansas went to Kentucky and we crushed them. It was a 9:00 game. I thought, okay, what does Vegas know, idiots?
yeah. They don't know anything.
Yeah, I lost my butt. It was 66.54. Lost $800 on that one. But now I'm out of money pretty much because I took $7,500 that I won from the Super Bowl, put it in my account, and then I had like $1,800 in my account, a little fuzzy math here, that I won that I was just going to use to play with, and now I'm almost out of that. So I'm almost back to not even because I took money away, but anyway.
Even play money?
Yeah. What have I won?
Got to find a way to hit something and get back up.
Well, I have the Lakers to make the playoffs. I just bet that one. It went off at plus 180. So I bet $150. That wins 420 if they make the playoffs. And I can cash out right now for 127.
Ooh.
So I'm probably not going to do that.
You're not a cash out guy.
No. I do have Arkansas winning the NCAA tournament. Now I bet $50 to win 1,000, but I can cash out for $5 right now. So, but I did watch a lot of that game going, how is this real? How is Kentucky winning this game whenever I've watched Kentucky play like 6 times this year? I think Kentucky is in a good spot now to make the tournament. I think Arkansas and Kentucky play the last game for both of us in Arkansas. And I don't know that it's because Joe Lenardi is going to be on the show Friday coming up. And I don't know that it's going to be down to that one game, but it definitely could be if these teams don't win some of these games they have to win. But you're talking about Kentucky.
Absolutely.
Kentucky's,
I mean, I thought after Kentucky lost to Georgia, I was like, oh, man, they are in trouble. But then to pick up those 2 wins this week, Mississippi State, Tennessee, massive. I mean, crazy that we're talking about Kentucky needing to get wins to make the NCAA tournament, not being a 1 or 2 seed. But that's the situation we're in.
You know, Kevin, you should get in with us. Coleman, too. But we do this. It's not really a league.
Ooh, I love it. I've already been thinking about it.
Well, you didn't respond.
What do you mean?
I got hit up by Mike Sines going, Eddie's the only one who hasn't responded.
Respond to what?
I'll take a spot.
Well,
No, no.
hold on. Let me just see if he'll answer.
I mean, guys, there's different ways to get a hold of me. Text is a good one.
But you don't
If
answer.
it's a group chat, he's not.
No,
He doesn't-
not a group text.
I have to send something to the group chat, and then I have to copy and paste and send it to Eddie as well,
Hey, I appreciate that.
Individually.
which is stupid. Let me see if he'll answer.
No, guys, this is amazing. Like, I didn't see this email.
The Calcutta?
Yeah. Calcutta. No, that's not what it's called.
Okay, so if he calls, let me see if he'll call me back. But we do a Calcutta, and why I bring it up is Kentucky lost me a lot of money last year because I had all the teams go up and you auction them off. Some teams go for $12. The number 1 seeds are they go pretty expensive. But I bought Kentucky as a 2, I think, last year, and they lost in like the second round. And I'd spent so much money on them. It just, crushed me. So we do it again. I think we're going to do it like the Wednesday after Selection Sunday. And we all get on Zoom, and there's not a set amount of what you have to bring. You can buy no teams if you want, but you can buy it spins on a wheel, boom, Purdue. Oh, well, they're a 1 seed. All right, let the bidding start at $20. And sometimes those teams get up pretty expensive. But sometimes you can get a 6 or 7, and if they win a couple games, you make a lot of money.
Let's be real. That's where it's at for us, boys. Like, we need to pick those dark horses.
That make a run.
Yes, because if you want a number 1, get out of here. You got to bring a lot of money to the table, and we don't have
maybe
that.
I can add some help on the 12 to 16 seeds for you all.
Well, here's the deal. You buy the 13 to 16, or maybe 12 to 16.
Yeah, they're in a group.
You buy them as a group. So,
okay.
So there are 4 groups you buy of those, because we don't want to sit there and auction off every 16 seed. So you buy, it's either 12 or 13, up to 16, and if any of them win, which last year that happened. And I think Matt Stell or somebody who bought that group, they beat Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid.
Yeah, St. Peter's ruined your Kentucky.
That's it, St. Peter's.
So, Coleman, if you want to be in, Kevin, if you want to be in, Mike D, if you want to be in. Mike D's not a big gambler, but
sounds right up my alley.
We'll get it and we'll auction it up. Everybody, Eddie,
I'm in. I just didn't see the email.
the only person they said didn't respond was you and Ben Rector.
Yeah, we're busy.
Well,
dudes.
Ben was at Disneyland with a kid all week. That doesn't mean you can't respond to a text. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to go over to Coleman's interview with Ryan Ritter, the UT Martin head coach. Coleman, where did you do the interview?
I did the interview with just him in his office at the stadium.
Did you feel like they treated you nice? Was it cool? Everything good?
Incredibly well, yes. They set me up right at half court, press row for the game, and then took me up to allow me to talk to him for 20 minutes, about 10 minutes off air, and then 10 minutes you'll hear in the interview. But just a down-to-earth, genuine guy. Really enjoyed meeting Coach Ritter and wish their team nothing but success. I've seen 6 of the 10 Ohio Valley Conference teams, and I think with their guard trio, UT Martin may be the best of them.
Did they win the night you were there?
Yes, they did. Won by 6, but high-scoring game, a lot of fun.
Is it one of those things where you were going for a while and everybody was losing when you were going?
Oh, my gosh. I went on – well, not everyone was losing the game outright. I lost 10 straight live covers.
Okay, now
10 consecutive live covers. I mean, that's almost mathematically impossible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is the Coleman curse?
Yeah, no, it was absolutely a thing. What made it the worst was when I went to Colgate, who's kind of my original team that I've been following the most. I've gone to 5 of their games. They were on a 26-game Patriot League winning streak, up by 14 in the second half. Me there, that was the 10th consecutive loss. They end up blowing that lead in the second half and lose. And I was like, I got to get away from the teams I love. I'm hurting them too much.
Well, UT Martin did win, so this is all good. Here is Coleman with Coach Ritter. He breaks the curse here. Enjoy the interview.
Head coach of Tennessee Martin, Ryan Ritter. Thank you so much, Coach, for allowing the time to talk to you today. First off, I just want to get started in what got you into coaching. Did your dad have any influence in that?
Yeah, obviously, as a young kid, I wanted to grow up, wanted to play in the NBA, play professional basketball, and unfortunately realized, pretty early on that I probably wasn't going to be able to play for the entirety of my career. So obviously, wanted to have an opportunity to impact young people, and growing up in a coaching household, kind of had an opportunity to see what coaching was all about, and not just my dad, but my mom being a teacher as well kind of influenced me into coaching.
Mm-hmm. So what is one thing that you've taken from your dad and the way he coaches that you've implemented into your style or your team?
Well, it's a good question because everyone always asks me that, and I think they're expecting like an X and O answer. But the one thing about my dad, he's very genuine. He's genuine with relationships. He's real. He doesn't sugarcoat things. He cares about young people. And so I think when you're the thing that I would take away from him, a lot of different things, but if you broke it into one, is just treating people genuinely. And when you're building a program, I think especially young people, they can decipher what's real, they can decipher what's not. People you work with, same kind of deal. So just treat people the way you'd want to be treated.
Mm-hmm. Being a kid from Lexington, Kentucky, you get the opportunity to get this job. What did that mean, landing that, being able to say, hey, I'm a Division I coach in my home state?
It's funny, obviously, so I was born in Lexington, Kentucky. Okay. My dad was a coach at Berea College, assistant at that time, and all his family's from Northern Kentucky, so we have major Kentucky roots, but I actually moved to Florida when I was 5 years old, and, I grew up playing baseball and sunshine and beach, and but yet basketball was rooted in what we, our entire family is, my brothers played, my sister played. It's just kind of what we did on Wednesday night. We're driving 3 hours to go catch a college basketball game. But the opportunity, obviously, we would be back in Kentucky 1, 2, 3 times a year to see family, see friends, and so to coach in the OVC, it's a league that I grew up knowing. Although I may have grown up in Florida, to be back at this level is really special.
Mm-hmm. This year, entering this season with Murray State and Belmont leaving, was that something for you and your team that you felt, okay, the conference is more wide open?
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, every team that puts on the jersey, their expectation and goals to compete for a conference championship. And I don't think that changes anywhere. I don't think if you're in high school, NAIA, junior college, Division III, Division 18, I think you put on the jersey to try to compete for a championship. And obviously those two guys, Murray and Belmont, have had great success in this league. And so I think this league is looking for someone, to continue that dominance. And I think everyone, not just UT Martin, but I think everyone looks at it as, hey, this is an opportunity to kind of step in and compete right away.
And in doing that, you all have already doubled your win total from last year. Here we are just in mid-February. What do you credit that success this year to?
I think there's two main things. We did a heck of a job retaining our players from last year. Although, we were, 8-22. We had a tough road, win-loss wise, but we set a great foundation. Everyone talks about culture. Well, we did that. We had a great culture. Even when we won, when we lost, that was a great group of dudes that were understanding they were building something bigger than themselves. And so we brought back 9 guys. That's a lot of guys in the transfer portal era. And then on top of that, we brought in impact transfers. We've got, our starting lineup right now has got 3 guys in it. We've got, 4 guys that are newcomers that are playing major minutes for us. So the ability to retain the current guys we thought could help us continue to build forward, as well as add impact guys. And those dudes are gelling, and I think we're hopefully going to play our best basketball here down the stretch.
That's great. Seeing that the standings are tied 8-6, you all tied second. That's also the same place as 6th place, and 7th's just a game behind you. Given that double bye being so crucial in the OVC tournament, is that something you all are talking about in your locker room, or more taking one game at a time?
I mean, I would hope that everyone's going to tell you, hey, we're taking one game at a time, because if you're looking forward, it's going to be a tough stretch for you. But all these people have access to social media, so I think we have to address the elephant. Hey guys, this is where we are. We are in a great situation. We're still controlling our own destiny right now. As of today, we can finish 1st, we can finish 8th. There's a lot of room with just a little bit of season left, and that's a pressure that we got to embrace. And tonight it's SIUE. What is it? Saturday will be Tennessee Tech. We've got to focus on what we can control, and if we win tonight, great. And then we're going to strap it up tomorrow, and we're going to try to get better, and we're going to try to get better Saturday. But my full belief is when we're healthy, we're a really good team. We're a really good team when we're healthy. We've tripped up a couple when we were missing a couple guys. But at the end of the day, we've gotten better from November 7th until now. And I think our group believes that. I think we're primed to play our best basketball.
That's great. The structure of the OVC tournament, 8-team, double bye, 2 get eliminated. Do you like that, given that we see all these different conference tournaments? Some of them, do campus sites. Others don't do the buys at all. What would you like to see, or do you like it how it's currently structured?
Well, let's be transparent about Division I basketball. There's really only about 11 leagues that traditionally are getting 2 teams in the tournament.
Absolutely.
So leagues 12 through 32, we're all fighting for the same thing. We're fighting for one bid. And I do like what the OVC does. I think they reward the guys that have had a great regular season. I think you want to put your best team in the tournament. And I think the way that the tournament is structured gives an advantage to the top seeds, which I believe, obviously injuries can happen, and maybe you have a team that's playing really well but had missed a couple guys during the course of the year. But at the end of the day, I do like what the OVC does. I think it's right to award those top seeds with an easier path to the tournament.
Yeah. Your team right now, do you feel like, man, we're really playing our best basketball, we're starting to peak at the right time, given that, in 21 of the conferences, you have to be playing your best basketball in March? That's all that really matters in terms of making the dance.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. If you'd asked this 2 weeks ago, we'd won 4 in a row, and man, we're rolling. Well, then you go on the road and you lose 3 in a row, and then you find a way to play really well at home this past game. So I think our guys are fully confident in what we're doing, especially, we're almost fully healthy. I think we're a week away from getting everybody back, but I know that locker room believes that when we're playing our best basketball, we're as good as any team in this league.
Into that, what's something that you see on film or throughout the flow of a game where you're like, man, if we're doing this well, we're tough to beat. Yeah. We're going to win this conference.
Well, I think you can look at all the analytics and Kim Palm. When we're tied in defensively, we're pretty tough to beat. We're going to find a way to put enough points on the board. Not that we're this steamrolling offensive unit, but we got enough individual talent where we can put points on the board. When we are the defensive unit that we showed to be through most parts of conference, it's really difficult to score on us.
Right.
And that kind of carries us through.
Okay. With Parker and KJ having such a talented tandem at the backcourt, what has that been like this year, getting to coach, a tandem like that's that elite?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing is they're like best friends. So, I think you worry
Makes it
sometimes.
easier.
Yeah, they live together, they hang out all the time. So I think sometimes when you bring in super talented guys, you got to make sure that they fit. And obviously their games show that they would fit. One's a little bit more driver, one's a little bit more shooter, but the personalities have to fit. And those two guys have seamlessly fit together, and they've also helped our group grow together. I kind of said it earlier when Jordan Sears, KJ Simon, or Parker Stewart, when they've missed games, we've tripped up a little. We lost 4 games in games that one of those guys hasn't played. When those 3 guys are collectively together, it's pretty special. Obviously those 2 guys lead us, and then Jordan having a great sophomore year. Those are 3 guys that are 3 of the better players in this league.
Right. 13-1 at home, obviously massive home game tonight. What do you credit that home success to that you all have been able to relish in?
Well, I always say this: our dudes love to hoop. Like, they love basketball, so they work in here all the time. Like, they get individual time in here way more outside of our practice time than's required. And so when that thing tips up with the lights on, they're so comfortable being in that arena that it's just second nature. And there just happens to be people, there just happens to be a game going, but those dudes spend so many hours in that arena. I think that's really the big reason why we feel great at home.
Okay. Last question, pregame dinner or pregame music? What do you like to eat, or do you listen to anything before?
So I'm not super picky on pregame dinner. I like to put something in my stomach before. But big Brian Kelly, Beach Cowboy guy from the hometown, Ormond Beach, Florida. So usually get a little jam with him in there. Might be a little party on the beach. Might be made by the water. Just kinds of mood I'm in.
There you go.
I get my head right, and then I'm ready to go.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for your time, Coach. I really appreciate it. Best of luck to you all this season, and hope you can punch your ticket to the big dance.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks.
All right, that was Coleman with Coach Ryan Ritter. Coleman, where are you going to be this week? What games are you going to?
So let's see. Tomorrow I will be at Missouri State playing Murray State. And then Wednesday, I think I've called an audible. I think I'm going to continue to get some Missouri Valley action and go to Indiana State at Belmont. Thursday, I'll be at UAB hosting Rice. Friday, a little up in the air, but I may go to Troy, Coastal Carolina. And then Saturday, Samford, Furman, in a massive game for the regular season championship in the SoCon Conference.
So he'll be here for Belmont?
Yeah, so he texted me. I was going to read you a text he sent me. I've never met Coleman in real life.
No.
You guys realize that, right? This whole thing happened because I was watching his brother play on TV with Caitlin's family, who's from Fort Gibson. And they were like, they're still big Fort Gibson. And they were like, oh, yeah. And they told me Coleman's story. And then we brought him on because I thought it was hilarious. They did a science fair project, and they basically kicked him out of school for gambling.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then DraftKings is like, do you want to extend into basketball? And I'm like, yeah, but I would like to have a basketball expert on with me. I watch a lot of basketball, but like Coleman's living it.
He couldn't find an expert, so he used me.
Yes, and so that's it. I've never actually met Coleman in real life except for this. And so he texted me this morning while we were on the air, and this is the first thing he says, just to show you how we've never met. He goes, hey, Bobby, are you based in Nashville?
Wow.
So that's how close we are in real life. He says he's going to pivot a schedule, and let's see. So there's a possibility you could be here Thursday?
Yes, yeah, because that game is Wednesday night, so I'd stay in Nashville. It's not that far a drive to Birmingham for my Thursday game, so I could be in studio if available.
So the question is, like, if he walks in and he looks all weird and he's like, the
Smells.
romance is gone, right?
Yeah.
Or do we want him in studio?
So maybe I should stay on Zoom.
Yeah. Is he catfishing us? That's another question we have to wonder.
It's like a really,
My
really
real
young
human?
kid.
Yeah. So, Mike, let's just have Coleman in Thursday.
I was thinking of never meeting him ever.
Right? Ever? It's just,
The mystery kind of leaves it even better.
yeah. If you're going to be here, Thursday it is. And so what about that Monday? Are you coming back up through Nashville?
Yeah, so I want to be at the first conference tournament game. So the Atlantic Sun is the first conference to have a conference tournament. Will be the 27th. And so either Lipscomb or Bellarmine should get a home conference tournament game. So I'll either be in Louisville or in Nashville. And so I'll be able to be in studio Monday.
Well, there we go. And he can be here for the Joe Lenardi interview on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That we recorded, then that show goes up Friday. Okay, cool.
He's kind of a hero of mine, so that'd be awesome.
Oh, dude, you should talk some major crap, and we'll get it. We'll get them fighting with each other.
be
They go
cool.
viral. Be like,
Act like a better bracketologist.
yeah.
Yes.
Talk about the times you've outpredicted them. Okay. okay, thanks to the whole staff there at UT Martin for helping us out.
Absolutely.
Matt McClung. And so get this. One of my friends is Matt McClung's brother-in-law who won the dunk contest, Texas Tech basketball player.
Yeah. Wait, I don't understand.
Did you watch any of the dunk contest? Did you watch any?
I watched the All-Star game.
But did you not see McClung win the dunk contest?
No.
Oh, it's the greatest dunk contest victory in 20 years. By far.
Well, then come on. Give me the story.
Well, the story is he was out of his mind. He's just a little white guy who's played G League, who's played summer ball, who hasn't quite caught a team. I think he was in Philadelphia now.
Yeah.
I think he played in the NBA for a second. But I knew him at Texas Tech. But one of my friends who is a golfer, Nolan Ray.
Yeah.
His wife is McClung's sister.
Oh, weird.
Wow.
So
that's so random.
It's so random. But he goes and did you watch the dunk contest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch they released the clips of it? Because I didn't watch it live.
Yeah. I watched the whole thing replay, but I saw the clips too.
Wasn't it? He was out of his mind.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he would go viral back in high school for dunking.
Yeah.
And then when he played at Tech, he annoyed the crap out of me because they were good. And he played for Beard at Tech? Or did he not play for Tech?
No, he did for a year, but he started at Georgetown.
Right. So I only know him from Tech because we played Beard at Tech and they almost beat us. And McClung played and I wanted to punch him in the face because that's a guy you want playing on your team. But if he's not, it's like Pat Bev. I'm a big Pat Bev guy. But if Pat Bev was playing against me, I would hate his guts.
Yeah.
But so McClung, Coleman, did you watch any of the clips from the dunk contest?
No, I didn't, but I've seen everyone, hyping up Mac and his performance.
Greatest dunk contest for the winner in 20 years.
Well, I'm going to watch that.
I've said it. Mostly you don't care, and you're like, we've seen these dunks 10,000 times. He did a 360 plus another half dunk.
Yeah.
He did like a 420.
Dang.
Just go watch. That's your homework assignment.
And
right,
he's not tall
tonight.
either, so that's what makes it even better.
6'1",
And he's up there.
Wow.
Up there.
Yeah, he flies. So McClung wins the dunk contest. Pretty cool. I watched a little bit of the All-Star game. Terrible.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's terrible.
Awful.
Good. They're having fun, though.
I agree. And Tatum scored like 60 points. It was an MVP. But they don't play defense, obviously, until the very end.
There's no defense.
But even then, it's almost unwatchable.
And then what's the draft? Like, they know their team, right?
No, but now they don't want anybody to not get picked last. So the sensitivity was, let's not pick an all-star and have them being picked last. Okay, so the reserves were announced first, so nobody got picked last. And then they basically picked the starters, so somebody got picked last.
Right.
Yeah, somebody always gets picked last.
I'm like, what?
No matter how you do it, guys.
Also, stop being a wimp. Who cares? You're an all-star if you get picked last.
Yeah, you're an NBA all-star.
I think we're realizing some of these NBA players are sensitive.
Their whole life they've never been picked last because they've been the greatest of the great. And so, but I would rather watch that though last night than the Pro Bowl how it used to be.
Yeah.
Because at least I turned this on to watch some fun dunks. Then I was like, okay, I'm done. But the Pro Bowl was terrible.
Yeah.
They should not have anything. There are no skills. No, you're just made the Pro Bowl team. Congratulations. That's it. Collect your bonus that you had in your contract. Because the Pro Bowl was super unwatchable. This one, it was kind of watchable. Baseball All-Star game, somewhat watchable.
I like the baseball
and it gets
All-Star
down
game.
to it because the World Series is going to be in the side of the National League or the American League, whoever wins the All-Star game.
Yep.
Yeah, it matters.
So I don't know how they make it matter. Like we kill somebody from the losing team randomly in a drawing.
I like it.
But that was basically the weekend.
They all nominate
sports.
Kyrie.
Hey, speaking of Kyrie, since Kyrie and Luka have been playing together, they're 0-3. It's almost like they don't know what to do. My grandma used to say it's like a cub bear handling his Peter for the first time. Like figuring it out. Those two together, it looks really awkward because they both play with the ball the whole time. And they're both kind of like, I don't know, it ain't good.
It's too many cooks in the kitchen, man.
And I think I'm still glad they did it. I think this will they'll figure it out. There was going to be some growing pains with this. But, and Coleman, you can speak on this too. I just don't think Dallas had a shot to win more than one series if they didn't try something. And they get to keep Luka. Luka's there. And they're showing him that they're trying things. And if it doesn't work with Kyrie, he's out anyway. Because it's not like they signed him to a big old fat deal. He's playing basically 4 months, the rest of the season. So I still like it. They're 0-3, and it looks terrible with them. What I do on NBA 2K is
tell me.
Well, we're playing 90s in our franchise, and I got Stockton and Mark Price.
I see you're 5-0.
I am 5-0. Yeah, thank you.
I saw that last night.
And so what I do is I'll start them both and start Price as the 2 guard, but then I'll just shift and have a point guard. Them both playing point.
Interesting. Writing that down.
For the most part, while somebody's getting a little rest, Maybe I need to call and share with Cuban my strategy that I play on
Your
2K.
strategy.
Coleman, what do you think about this?
Yeah, no, I thought I respected the move by Cuban to say to Luka, hey, we're going to provide you with enough talent to be good enough to win a championship. Now, what could happen down the line from that, as we've seen Kyrie lack commitment for an extended period of time, that could be devastating for Dallas. But right now, I respect the move trying to go win a championship. You've already seen the too many cooks in the kitchen already. I don't remember who they were playing, but at the very last possession where Luka and Kyrie are passing it back and forth to one another, and they don't even get a shot off when they were down 3 trying to tie that game up. So definitely going to have to get the chemistry figured out, and tough with only less than 30 games, something like that, remaining in the regular season before we get to playoff time.
They need to either throw 2 balls out there at the same time.
Yeah.
There's a last second shot. They shoot both. Everybody's confused. Or they both put, they have 4 hands on it and they shoot it together because they both are going to want the ball at the end there. But yeah, 0-3 since they've been able to play together. Do you want to call Mike Sines, Eddie, about the?
Yeah, try it again.
Let's try one more time. He said,
is he teaching? Is he working right now?
I think he's out of class now by teaching. He's a college instructor, which you'll never believe by hearing him talk.
No, I still don't believe. I've known him for how many years?
Oh.
What's up?
Hey, we're talking, you're on air, but we're talking about the Calcutta.
Yeah.
Eddie said he didn't know anything about it, but he's in.
He didn't know anything about it.
That's what I said too. I was like, bro.
What did he email me? What did he do?
Yes, he emailed all of us.
Yeah, tell him to text to me.
He said text him.
Oh, okay.
And then Kickoff Kevin, I think, wants in, and so does Coleman.
Cool.
Yes.
Give me their emails and I'll send them the details.
Do you have with you like what the teams went for last year, by any chance?
Yeah, I can pull that up.
Pull that up real quick. I'll come back to you in 1 second. So stay there.
Okay.
I'll come back. That way you can get a feeler. I don't remember. And now I'm curious to know what I paid
You
for
paid a
Kentucky.
lot. I remember you paid a lot of money last year.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna put you on mute, Mike. I'll be back in just a second. I want to go over to Matt Stell, who he's a good singer. Who cares? But we played in a league together where we bought NFL teams, and it's time to pay the piper. So if you see Matt Stell out, you can go to his show if you want. But right now, I don't have the warmest feelings toward Matt Stell because he did a whole Instagram of what he should do with my money. Did you guys see that one by any chance?
I did see it.
It's stupid. It's stupid, and I hate him, and he's ugly, but he's actually awesome, and he's a good friend. Here he is, the singer of Pray For You, Matt Stell. All right, on with us, country music superstar, Matt Stell. Why did you laugh at us at superstar?
Just the way you say it.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
No, he
it's
laughed
all
hard.
true.
He laughed hard. I said superstar, and you thought I had poked him like the Pillsbury Doughboy. He laughed so hard. Okay, so let's just get this out here. I've been talking about it all year. You guys know that league that I'm in where I bought the teams, and then however good they do, I make money. However bad they do, I lose money, and it's all year long. I tell you, when I drafted my teams, I'm just going from memory here. It was the Rams. First round, drafted the Rams. We got 6 teams. I was like, money in the bank.
Oh.
Let me just start counting my riches. Then I got the Chargers, which was rough at first, but okay. I got the Raiders. God dang.
Oh,
Got
man.
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Which
Made money.
Good. And my biggest money maker was the Bears, but to lose. And then the Colts. So I remember texting Matt, because Matt's the one who got me in this stupid league. Now I see why to take advantage of me. I said, hey, man. He goes, you got a good team there. Now, question number 1, did you think I had a good team when you really told me that?
Man, I really did think you had a good team. I think the Rams are what swung you. So like the rest of the teams were, kind of whatever. You had some good winners in there and stuff, but the Rams were probably performed below expectations more than any other team in the league.
I thought the
Colts
would win that division. Honestly, the Colts really sucked.
Yeah, the Colts too. I mean, that was a mess. You just kind of got freight trained a little bit by the winners there. Yeah.
And I was always looking to okay, how can I make $10 back? But I was down like $3,000 at one point. And so I ended up, because Matt sent a text out reminding everybody how much they owed. He was bill collecting us.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Matt Stell, bill collector.
Tax season.
You want to keep your pencil sharp.
Yeah, I hear you. So Stell texts everybody and is like, all right, here's how much you owe. So I had to pay, and it sucks. Because I'll be honest with you, like Super Bowl, I made like $8,000 betting at Super Bowl, all in. I had to put $700 back in the bank, which I thought was pretty good of me, and I never put it back in the bank. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And then Matt Stell says, well, boys, to the whole league, congrats on a great first season. You know why he's saying that? Because he won freaking money. Here we go. Some say it's not the amount of money we win or lose.
What a
It's
jerk.
the friends we make along the way. Again, he made money.
That's messed
of course.
up, Matt.
I hate everybody in this group now. He says, okay, on and on. And so here's what I owe. I have to pay, and I did pay Joe House, who I know from The Ringer, from Bill Simmons' podcast and golf. So I didn't know that was him until we got in the league, and he's like, hey, look at that. So I paid him his money of, yesterday I Venmo'd him $1,817.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm only down $1,800. Bones on Stell, $1,766. So, okay, you know what? I'm a man. I'll pay it. I haven't paid it yet because I knew he was coming on here. So I owe him $1,800 basically. And so, and he texted me like randomly yesterday afternoon. And I like Matt a lot as a friend. Much, not even about this show. Like, Matt's just a good dude. And he goes, hey, man, yesterday, 5:06 p.m. Hey, man, would it be cool if I did something on social media like, what should I spend Bobby's money on? And I'm like,
to rub it in a
yeah,
little
I'm
bit.
like, okay, sure. Well, you can do whatever you want. Now, you have the floor, Matt. So, first of all, where did this league come from? Second of all, did you win money off many other folks too?
Well, first, so one of these answers is shorter than the other one. I actually did pretty well in Skins League this year. Yeah. I won money in this and the other league. So, that was just fortunate. I'd like to thank my teammates. The car handled good. I'd like to, took it one game at a time, and we had a lot of injury luck, and so that was great. Now, where this league came from, my buddy Will is the one that actually he was playing golf. I think he was playing golf at like Riviera or someplace in L.A., and somebody had mentioned a league like this, and he brought it back to Texas. All like that. That's where this friend group is from, and he brought it back, and we started doing this Skins League, and it ends up being, I lost money probably the first year too, but it ends up being the most fun thing that I do sports betting wise, because it's like, it ends up being like fantasy football, but you care about who wins and loses again. Fantasy can be fun, but it's so fluky, and it's like, so all these trash points and like points where the game isn't on the line. Whereas in Skins League, it's all about winning and losing, and then you don't have to set a lineup every week. So
yeah, I didn't find it to be fun. I'll be honest with you. I know you say it's fun. I didn't find it to be fun at all. Actually, I found it to be actually pretty terrible.
Well, and it's also easy to hedge, like, because if you're going in, you've got these. So basically, what it ends up being is you have 6 teams, and with bye weeks and with teams playing each other. Let's say that you've got like 5 teams. You got 5 games going every week where you've got action, and on a lot of those games, it's just a straight up bet basically. So you know that if you win this game, you're going to win $100 from everybody in the pool. There's 6 teams. Every time you win a skin, you win $100 off every person. So it ends up being worth $500. So if you're on the right side of a point spread, you can go bet the underdog on the money line. If they're like plus, if they're like plus 185, you can go bet that against your regular bet, and you can hedge it really easy.
I don't hedge crap.
Interesting.
Eddie, tell him what I do by hedging.
He doesn't hedge.
I don't hedge crap. I go for the gusto. I have a wiener.
That he does.
Yeah, he's got that old Crown. That what a Crown Royal bottle comes in up below it.
Look,
what the crap?
So I'm gonna pay you now this money as we're here together. And does it always have to be just 6 teams or no?
Man, we've always done it that way. I guess you could, in theory, you could have, because there's obviously 32 teams in the league, but you take teams to either win or lose. Mm-hmm. So in theory, there are 64 total teams, but then that would have you taking like the Chiefs to lose and the Texans to win, something like that. Yeah. So, I guess you could expand it or contract it, but it seems to be that we have 6 teams or 6 ownership groups, and each ownership group drafts 6 teams. So it's 36 teams. So you're going to have some overlap there. And it ends up working out pretty well that way.
Yeah, it works out
I'm
great.
Sure you could mess with it, but
yeah, it sounds stupid. It's stupid thing. I'm in next year though, for sure.
As stupid as it was.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever done. I hated it. I hate every second of it. But I'm in next year, so I'll save my spot. And then as far as the math and how it all checks out, I never really investigated it, so I could be getting fully made off here. I don't know. I didn't do the math on it all. I'm just trusting Matt Stell, who at times not that trustworthy. So
Hey,
He has a mustache.
that's why you gamble with your buddies, you know.
who else?
You know,
Who else was in the league?
oh man, so it was. So I co-owned a team with my buddy Will that got that he's the one that got this idea and rolling. So Will and I own a team in it. You own a team. Pat Maroon owns a team. Tampa Bay Lightning, great. St. Louis Blues, great. He owns a team. Scott Chandler, former Buffalo Bills, Patriots, great tight end. Him and his brother, they own a team. Joe House and Chris Vernon from the Ringer Podcast Network and Grind City Media, those guys own a team. And then the guy that is the basically owns my management company, not basically, owns my management company is he's the other him and one of his buddies are the sixth team there that make up the league. So it's a pretty good amalgamation of dudes there.
Amalgamation.
It's a big word.
Hey, listen, here's the thing. I pretty much own the Browns. If we're like doing in a comparison to what's happened this year, I own the Browns basically. And we really let our fans down. Passionate fan base, just me. And we really let us down. And I lost over $3,500. I mean, it's stupid. I lost $3,500. So I just paid you. I paid Matt Stell $1,766, and I put in, just so you know it's me, you're stupid and you're ugly. So that's in the message there. And Matt told me this before we started. He goes, it's fun. At worst, you'll lose like $1,000. And I was like, okay, well, let's go. He didn't say you lose $3,500. I stopped looking at the playoffs because I was just upset that I couldn't gain any of my money back. So that's where we are. Matt Stell's stupid, and I think we'll retire there. Now, one final question here, Matt, as far as the money goes. Did I lose more than anybody else?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. No, you didn't. I think you and Pat lost about the same, I think. I think Steve and the Whitney Ranch Mafia boys, they really took it on the chin this year.
How much did you win overall?
In the league, I think we won something around $4,000. I think we ended up making $4,000. The Chandlers were the big winners, though. The Chandlers won $8,000 this year, which is an outlier. You know, usually you win or lose a couple $1,000, you know, a few thousand.
Yeah, I'm also an outlier then. Thank you. This is stupid. And I hate it, but I paid it, and thank God I won all that money in the Super Bowl, or I'd have really been like, this blows. But, okay. Well, thank you for the entertainment this year, Matt. Where are you, by the way, right now?
I'm in downtown Nashville with my publisher, about to write a song.
All right. Well, I hope it sucks, and I hope it never comes into anything. I hope you can't find something to write about. I hope I hope you end up writing it and you put it out and you accidentally stole it from somebody and you get sued. Like that's what I hope happens today.
Dang.
Yeah, that's what I hope happens. All right, Matt. Good to talk to you, buddy.
All right, buddy.
All right. See you later. He's paid though. There you go. All right. There he is, Matt Stell.
Bobby, I've got a Tennessee Martin story for you that you're in trouble about when you've got the time.
I have the time right now.
Uh-oh.
No better time than now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you remember a Dr. Richard Robinson from Henderson State, your professor there?
I do.
Bones, what'd you do?
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
So he's at Tennessee Martin now. He claims that he sent you 2 of his books. He's very proud of you. Sent you 2 of your books to get autographed and sent back to him. And he never got them returned to him.
You kept the books, Bones?
I don't know where he sent them. I've moved like 3 times.
He probably sent them to the wrong address, but he's upset with you for it.
Do you have his address by any chance?
I have his business card right here, so I can give you his contact info.
I would just say, what books are they? And then I'll find them and we'll mail them to him.
Perfect.
Hey, how did he track you down? How did that happen?
At the game?
So they had like at my press row thing, it says like Bobby Bones show or 25 whistles or something like that. So somehow he saw my name on press row and was like, okay, what's your relation to Bobby?
We're making it, boys.
That's so
we got
cool.
on press row.
That's awesome, dude.
Let's try to find another game or something to set him up this week too.
Yeah. He seemed fantastic. He was so nice.
Yeah, he's super nice.
Dr.
He's awesome.
Robinson.
Okay, Mike, are you there?
Yo.
Okay, so we're gonna do the Calcutta draft on that Wednesday after Selection Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and how much? Will you look and see how much I paid for Kentucky last year for me to lose all that money?
Kentucky, you spend $230.
Oh man,
on one team.
Yeah, I really felt like they were gonna win it all. And how much did I make?
let's see. Let me go to the tracker. Bobby, you spent $618 total, and you won $275. So
I lost. No, I lost.
$343.
I like how he put that though.
The Kentucky team crushed me. Now I think I might have spent more than everybody else. Did I spend more? Did I go all in the most?
No, Matt Stell got you on the proxy bids.
Okay. So, and then what would like a number one? I didn't buy any number ones. What did number ones go for last year?
We got, let's see, Arizona went for 245, number one seed of the South. Gonzaga went 290. Baylor, number one seed, went 246, and Kansas, the winner, went for 235. So the cheapest of the one seeds
that was worth
ended up winning it all.
So if they paid $235 for Kansas last year, what did Kansas end up winning? Because every game you win, the value goes up per game.
Correct. So Kansas ended up winning a total of $1,284.
Damn.
That is quite the investment.
That's yeah.
Wow.
So what about like a 5 or 6 seed? How much do they go for on average?
It really depends, because if you look at 5 seed Iowa, all the way up to 111, but then you look at 5 seed St. Mary's, $60.
Yeah.
So you can anywhere from like the $60 range to $100 range in the 5 seed. Houston, I think, got the most bang for their buck last year. 5 seed, I paid $95. They won me $206.
Of course, it was one of his.
Of course, he's going to pick out one of his.
I
Who won the most money last year all in?
All in, that was Danny. He's the one that paid up for Kansas.
Danny O'Danny.
Daniel.
Yeah. Scuba actually did really well last year.
Oh, yeah, North Carolina, right?
So he spent 70 and won 750.
He spent $70 and won $750.
Yeah, so you can budget your way to big profits.
All right. Well, Eddie's in.
I'm in.
Kevin's in.
Yep.
We think Coleman's in. He's got to check with his wife.
In.
I just saw him get hit in the head with something.
The finances.
All right, Signsy. Talk to you later.
All right, later.
All right, see ya. There's a 13-year-old basketball player who is playing in Europe right now. He's 6'9".
Oh man.
He's 13. He put up 56 points, 33 rebounds, and 5 blocks in the championship game. I'm going to say it again. He's 13, 6'9", scored 56 points, had 33. That's like a Wilt Chamberlain stat line when they go.
Yeah.
When they check back in on social media.
We need a birth certificate. I mean, how are you?
He's from Mali.
But how are you that
M-A-L-I.
tall?
I know.
That young.
I know. I agree.
There's a 15-year-old kid in my son's school, and he's like 6'1". And even that, I don't believe. And I see him, I'm like, well, I want to check his ID.
They are. Go ahead, Coleman.
I saw a video. It was the stat line wasn't that impressive, but the video was what impressed me. There's a freshman, I don't remember where he was from, scored 34 points, led his high school team to a win. He shoots with either hand, depending on where the defenders are.
Dang.
Either hand. I mean, that'd be a lethal weapon.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You ever see somebody that can pitch with both hands? Do you know who was a ambidextrous pitcher? Macho Man Randy Savage.
Really?
What?
Mm-hmm. Blew out his and then hurt himself real bad. Could throw with both arms.
Did he play in college?
Yes, I do
Wow.
believe so. Then he hurt himself real bad and came back and played a little bit as like an infielder or something. But then went to wrestling. Like superb athlete, A+. Oh yeah,
Snapping Slim Jim.
College football executives considering 4 changes to shorten games. The non-controversial ones are prohibiting consecutive timeouts, icing kickers. If you have 2 timeouts, you call it twice, you just keep icing them. Number 2, no longer extending a first or third quarter for an untimed down if the quarter ends on a penalty. Meaning, if it's not the fourth quarter, you just go to the next quarter. You just move on. Okay, penalty, but we'll go to the next. But here you go. Here are the 2 controversial ones that I saw. Number 1, the clock will continue to run after an offense gains a first down, which isn't the case because they'll stop until the chains.
Yeah.
But the NFL does that, so it won't feel totally weird.
Yeah, I like that.
And the clock will continue to run after an incomplete pass once the ball is spotted for play.
Oof.
So it won't keep running, but as soon as they get the ball down, much like the first down used to be, that's basically what they would do. That would turn into the first down, but you wouldn't move up. You would just re-spot it there. But they're trying to make games a little shorter. They're doing it with baseball. I watched Arkansas play college baseball 3 games this weekend, and they have that rule now where you can only have a certain amount of time. Yeah. Get the pitches off, yeah.
It's just, but with football though, I mean, just get the band out of there. Like these half times are so long. That's where you're gonna.
No, they're not talking about. They're literally talking about player safety.
Oh, I just think they're too long. But really,
You want to cut the band.
I want to get the bands out of there.
No, I'm with you,
Eddie.
Eddie.
Thank you, Coleman.
Yeah. I love NFL halftimes. They're so quick. It's like less than 15 minutes, it seems, and they're back out there.
Dude, I walk the dog. NFL halftimes, I'm like, let me go walk the dog. And every time I come back, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to hurry up and get back. I'm late for the game. In college, I go for a walk. I come back. I'm still sitting there for 20 more minutes.
It ain't about you, though, buddy. They're trying to actually make player safety an issue more than that. Okay, Damian Lillard won 3-point contest. McClung won the dunk contest. Tatum won the MVP of the All-Star game. Scored more points than anybody ever in the All-Star game history.
Well, there's no defense.
But there rarely is, if I'm being fair.
That's true.
That's true.
And then I'll end with this before we get out of here. But I was reading this story about C.J. Stroud, who played quarterback at Ohio State. He was 13 years old when his father was sentenced to 38 years in prison. Do you guys know the story?
No.
This caused Stroud to spend his high school years living in a small apartment above a storage facility. The family did not have money. He was not able to afford a private coach like other top quarterbacks were able to do. Sometimes had to ask people for help to get new cleats or even contact lenses. He still pursued his football dream. He eventually committed to Ohio State University, and now he is on the cusp of being the first Ohio State quarterback to be selected in the top 10 of the NFL draft in 41 years. Like, that is a kid who's gone through it.
Awesome.
You got me with that story. I mean, I'm a fan now.
That is a kid who's gone through it for sure. Okay. I think, Mike, are we good?
We're good.
I mean, one final question. I'll do it as my end thought.
Come on.
So give me your final end thought here, Eddie.
Ooh, you guys are going to hate me for this
Go ahead. Oh, you think the Cowboys are going to cut Zeke?
I would.
I mean, that's the talk.
I would.
The problem is Pollard's coming off an injury, too.
That's risky, I know.
They owe him like $11 million for sure next year, even if they cut him.
I know.
But they could save a little cap room. Would you cut him? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
What about? But you gonna bet it on Pollard, who's coming off an injury as well?
I would. I mean, hopefully, if they can get Mahomes back to like nothing's going on, yes, we got time to get Pollard healthy. But here's the deal with Zeke, dude. I mean, what's he done for us in the last 2 years? Nothing.
He averaged 4 yards a carry, scored some touchdowns, goal line back, blocks out of
goal
the backfield.
line back. I liked having them play
Sold
together.
a bunch of jerseys.
True.
Great.
Seriously.
True.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, Eddie.
Okay,
Your
my final thought.
Go
My
ahead.
final thought, guys. I finally watched Hoosiers for the first time.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
First time.
Like with my kid playing basketball, we're going into like this big playoff thing, and before every game, Coleman, you'll like this. I've been showing him just like little things. Let's watch Manu Ginobili highlights. He didn't know anything about Manu Ginobili, and he's like, and now he loves Manu. He's like, yeah, he plays like Manu. And then I was thinking, is there a movie? I've never seen Hoosiers before. Let's see, like, it's the whole story of a first-time coach, and we watch. Dude, that's a good movie.
Great movie.
Like,
great movie.
Good movie, and I feel stupid that I missed out on that. Like, that's a classic I should have watched, like Rudy.
Gene Hackman, Prime.
Yeah.
Odd connection that I have. My roommate in college, he's from Indiana. His uncle is Jimmy Chitwood, the actor. Not the actual Jimmy Chitwood that they based the character on, but the actor is my roommate's uncle.
Really?
Yeah, small
That's
world.
crazy.
Small world.
Dude, my son, too, he's like, I want to play like Jimmy today.
Boy, this is how non-connected we are. Listen to this. Coleman's got the actor Jimmy Chitwood, like a roommate's cousin's uncle's mailman away, and I got Matt McClung, my friend's wife's brother.
Hold on.
Just connected.
I got
a connected
one for you.
podcast.
Go ahead.
My grandfather, he ran my Western Auto, like I don't know, auto store or something, whatever. He caught Tom Landry in there one day stealing BBs
As a kid or no?
as a kid. How crazy is that?
How do you know?
My grandfather told me, and then my dad's like,
But
yeah.
it sounds like a story that was like made up, because how do you know as a kid? Like, what do you have from Tom Landry to prove that happened?
Tom Landry lived in that hometown.
Yeah.
It's a small hometown.
Yeah. I
Mission,
didn't see
Texas.
proof. I ain't buying that one.
There's a video.
I'm sending you the fish emoji. on that
You're going to
one.
believe Coleman and Jimmy
Yeah,
Chitwood?
because that one was out of nowhere. All of a sudden, you're a Cowboys fan. And Tom Landry stealing BBs.
Yeah, crazy, dude.
Oh, did you have your thing? Did you say your thing?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
Was that not memorable?
It is. No. But
Wow.
thank you for sharing
Okay.
that. Eddie, Kevin?
Mine's more of a question or your guys' opinions, actually. So I've been borrowing Eddie's golf clubs for about a year now.
Thank you.
Right? When I moved out here, I didn't take mine. I left them back at home. And I borrowed his for about a year. And I've saved up some money in the last few months, kind of put some money on the side. And I'm ready to buy my own set of golf clubs, Eddie. And I know you're happy about it. So I need some help from you guys, not necessarily on the podcast, but off. If you guys have any advice on what to buy, I don't need anything special.
Here's what I would tell you. Everybody's going to have an idea of what brand's the best, but it's only because the brand that they're closest to. That being said, Cobra, Puma. I'm a big Puma guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they're the
Cobra
big
Puma
sponsor
guy.
now.
Yeah. Right here, like I got Puma on right now, man.
You do?
Yeah.
Cobra Puma
Okay.
guy.
Can't get enough. They fit the club. I never had my clubs fit before because I haven't played golf for a long time. Like, at least not where it's like I want to get good stuff. And they fit me, and I love them. But so what are you looking for? Meaning, you can always go to here's the advice. Go to a golf store and say, look, I'm looking to buy some clubs. Here's my budget.
Oh, a sucker. He's going to walk in there and be like, all right, I got this guy.
But you just tell them you want to be fit for the clubs that you buy. And they can do that there. Maybe they don't even charge you for a little bit. And you're a pretty tall guy. And they'll make sure that your clubs are built for your body more than get the right brand.
Yeah.
But those Cobras, though, dude, that's where it's at.
Cobras where it's at for sure.
And when you play Cobras, wear Puma. That helps.
That's right. And if I tell you what, you get some Cobras, Pumas. Wait, you get some Cobra clubs. You probably get a couple Puma shirts thrown in as well.
All right.
What's your budget?
I'm looking at like 600.
Did I pay you your 500?
Yes, thank you for that.
And that's why he's buying plugs.
You want it, but so like $600-700.
Yeah. Even if it's like a little used, I'm okay. I don't need anything special, like I said. More so something that's decent, that'll last me a while, and that fits well.
Here's the cool thing. My first pair of clubs, or the set of clubs, I had those for 20 years. I played them for 20 years.
Okay, Eddie, it's not the same anymore as it used to be, Papa,
What do you
back
mean?
in the day. When I drove our old Ford, 1963 Ford,
I'm just saying whatever you...
700,000 miles
Back
on
when
it.
Tom Landry
was stealing BBs. Yeah, thank you.
He actually stole these clubs too.
Mike, what do you want to say? Anything?
I saw Adam Sandler over the weekend, and it was amazing. I'm sad you didn't get to go.
Me too.
You would have loved it.
I know. I would have loved it.
It was awesome.
Dog was hurt. torn ACL. He's trying to rehab, get back with Cowboys next year. Him and Pollard.
That's the trade.
Hurt, yeah. Coleman, what do you want to say to end the show here?
Don't be the person that's first times tuning into college basketball is when the NCAA tournament hits. We are less than 3 weeks from Selection Sunday. We are less than 1 week away from the first conference tournaments beginning. Tune into those. It's arguably more exciting, the conference tournaments, than the NCAA tournament.
I would agree with that a lot of times, especially as you get to the semis and the finals, when some teams are winning their way in. It's pretty awesome.
And for those small conferences, it's win or go home. They have to win it.
Finally, just a tactic question for you guys. I was playing pickleball with a friend of mine who is really good. And so good that when we played the first match, I was just so overwhelmed by how good he was. And I was like, okay, crap. So he wins the first two. We're playing best of 5. He wins the first 2. I win the second 2. But during that time, he's going through some personal, I wouldn't say crisis, but some drama in his life. And I know about it. But in the middle of those matches, I would like bring it up.
Just to mess him up?
Just to like talk about it.
That's
I'd be like, hey, how's everything going with, and that's, I firmly believe that's how I won those second 2 matches.
Draymond Green style, dude.
So I lost.
Was that intentional?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was absolutely.
There you go.
To him, I was just a shoulder to lean on.
That's dirty, dude.
Okay, but I won those 2. But for the 5th, he's like, I got to focus in. I'm not going to talk about anything because he didn't know that's what I was doing. But then he focused in and whooped me pretty bad the 5th one. So that being said, is that unethical how I played, or is that just, hey, that's showbiz, baby? It's part of the game. Eddie?
Dude, that's dirty, but that's showbiz, baby.
That's showbiz, baby.
That's showbiz.
Kevin?
It's definitely unethical, but in the heat of the moment, I don't even blame you one bit.
That's right.
Coleman, you ever talk crap on the basketball court, real personal stuff when you know something about somebody?
I didn't, but I probably should have. I mean, it depends on, are you more of a competitor and wanting to win, or do you care, do you care more about personal relationships?
The first one.
If you care more about wanting to win, then I respect the move.
Generally in my life, I just want to win all the time.
That's true.
And I will kill anyone and slit anyone's throat I have to. But otherwise, all good, huh, guys?
Yeah.
All right, Mike, I forget anything? Are we good?
We're good.
All right, let me blow us out. That's this episode 45, but we'll see you guys on Friday with a very special Coleman in studio.
Ooh.
That's right. I know. I can't wait either. All right, see you guys.